Oh, look, 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 look. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see. So you got these trees right here, and then the far branches underneath it. That's the baby alligator. That little bump in the water there.
What's going on, fellow bashers? Welcome back to another episode of Bash and Bass TV. This week, we got a pretty cool episode for you guys. I went to a local golf course, and normally golf courses will kick you out. The one that I go to, they're pretty cool. I get there early in the morning and fish on the far side of the bank, so it's away from the actual golf course. And they let me fish there. They don't really ever say anything negative. They've actually been pretty cool talking to me when I'm out there fishing. And then when golfers show up, I leave. I make sure not to bother them, and they paid a lot of money to golf there, so I don't want to interrupt that. But this pond is usually a fire pond. I use Senkos there when it's not too grassy, like in the fall and wintertime. The grass will die down, but in the summertime, tons of algae, tons of grass. But there's certain pockets that don't have that, so I throw my crankbait out there or topwater, and I am pretty successful usually. That being said, I'm not condoning you guys going to golf courses and fishing on them if you're going to get thrown out or have like trespassing charges against you, because I've almost had that happen once, and it's not fun dealing with the cops. Just be careful if you do it, and if they say you need to leave, just leave. Don't fight it. That being said, this episode is a little shorter than I intended it to be. My last file for some reason got corrupted, so it lost a catch, which really sucks. It wasn't a huge fish or anything. It was, a pound or so. It was a lot of fun to catch. So that was a bummer. I caught like 6 or 7 that day. The one thing that did happen, a baby alligator decided to show up and hang out with me for a little bit, which was really, really cool. Watch this video, see some cool catches. We'll talk more about crankbaits, and after the video is over, we'll talk about gators as well. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
There we go. That's a good one for this pond. I can feel it. It's fighting. Or did I foul hook it? Yeah, it's foul hooked. No, it bit it. It just got hooked underneath too. Yeah, it bit. Just... Come on. There we go. Easy pull out. There you go. Oh, little guy, start the day. He's feeding well. Just this is about the average size for this pond. They're not big, but when they get on and they're aggressive, they bite like crazy. I'm gonna toss you out to get past the weeds there. I don't think I did a very good job of that. Oh, there he goes. Oh, got a fish. Heard a noise over next to me, and it took my eyes away for a second, and all of a sudden it bit. Uh-oh, stuck on the log. There we go, get past the log. This is the fattest fish I've ever seen for this length. I guess this is a chunker. He's been eating good. But I love this pond for its dark colors. Like every bass comes out just super dark. All right, let's get him over here. A slight toss. There you go. There's another one. Come on, get out of the tree. There we go. These things just keep getting fatter and fatter. Yeah, this one's healthy too. It's fat. A little muddy now, but that beautiful golden green color. Let's get over here. Let this little guy go. Oh, look. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see, so you got these trees right here and then the far branches underneath it. That's the baby alligator, that little bump in the water there. See if we can get a little bit closer to it. It's cool to see an alligator in the wild, but at the same time, with a small pond like this, you know, eventually he's gonna get to be a bigger gator. All right, cool, we got some gator shots. Going back to fishing now. Yeah, this water's crystal clear. I'm gonna throw a little short one and reel it right into where that fish just splashed. And there it is. Yeah, not big, but damn, they're pretty in this lake, in this pond, whatever. It's not definitely not a lake, but pretty, and they're healthy, they're fat. Just wish they would get bigger in this. I mean, I think the biggest one I've ever caught out of this pond is probably 2.5 inches, but you can't deny that they're gorgeous looking golden green fish. Called my shot. It's always fun to do that. There's another one. Next cast. They're not choking it, at least, so it's easy to remove the hooks. But there's another little guy. Something happened to him here. So yeah, this one's on fire today. It started off slow and now it's getting better.
All right, so there you have it. Caught some fish, had some fun, saw a baby alligator about 2 feet long or so. I will say this, being in Houston and once I lived in Florida for a couple of years, if you see alligators, you're supposed to go the other way. Don't really mess with them. Don't bother them. Even a baby can bite and do some damage to you. I'm an idiot. I like catching reptiles and lizards and snakes. I was on a film shoot once doing a short film for school, and I caught a copperhead. So that was a lot of fun. Most people are, like I said, smarter than I am when it comes to that stuff, and they go the other direction and leave it alone. I just don't have that in me. I watched way too much Crocodile Hunter when I was a kid. So just don't be like me. Be smarter than me. That being said, I finally got some redemption for my crankbaits here. I'm really excited about that because if you remember the 4-lure challenge, it got shut out. Finally, we caught some fish with the crankbait. It's my favorite lure, and I really, really hated not catching any fish on it lately. It just hasn't been on for some reason in any of the lakes that I go to. So to catch them now, catch some fish with it now is really, it makes me happy. It's a really good thing for me. All right, so my one tip for crankbaits today, and this is just for me as a bank fisherman, I love using the KVD shallow diver. It's got a round bill instead of a square bill, and it only goes down a couple of feet. If you keep your rod tip pointed up instead of pointing it down at the water, it doesn't dive as deep. Sometimes it only goes down a few inches to a foot, which is good for early morning bites or those really shallow water bites, so it stays kind of in that water column still. It's very effective. Especially if they're not biting whopper ploppers or top waters, you can still get something that stays above them with a different kind of action. And I've had tremendous success with them. I think it's my favorite bait that I throw, and I would really recommend you guys checking those out, especially you bank fishermen. The ones that go down, 6 or 7 feet, most of us don't get to use those because they're too shallow. The water's too shallow. So look into getting those. They're only like $5 or $6 at Dick's or Field and Stream or Academy. So yeah, that's my one tip of the day. Follow me on Instagram at Bash and Bass TV, and until next time, just keep bashing.